Yeah. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. A beautiful day to be alive. Welcome back to the Man to Man Pod. I'm on half the pod, Darius Butler. My co-host will be here in a few minutes. He's not completely ducking this smoke. Nah, we got a lot to talk about with obviously the NBA playoffs, a little bit of NHL playoffs. You've been following the timeline for the last few weeks. You know, this is the time of the year I become a big hockey guy. You know, not tapped into baseball yet. Watch a little golf. Watching a lot of Formula One. I may even sneak some of that in before AB hop on. But watching a lot of Formula One. Race week is back. Took this last week off after the Miami Grand Prix. But I mean, NFL, they just released the schedule. So we're going to talk about the NFL schedule release once AB hops on. But I mean, it's NBA playoff season. This is where legacies are made, the legacy games. This person, that person, at Game 7, Jason Tatum, showed his ass. James Harden, Embiid, they showed their ass too in different ways, pause. But PGA Championship week, somebody just put in here. No clue that was happening. But I'm out there trying to if any of y'all golfers in here got some tips. I've been working on keeping my head down, trying to shallow the club, getting his arm back a little bit more. So if y'all got any tips for the kid, let me know. So I've been out there putting in that work. But NBA draft lottery is tomorrow. This is obviously a special one. This is a big one. One of the best NBA prospects that we've had in a long time. Some people say the best ever. Sorry, I'm old enough to remember the LeBron hype. I remember watching LeBron. I remember seeing him, you know, on the Slam cover at age 15, 16, chosen one, witness. I remember all that. Seeing, you know, how he was built, how he played the game. You knew that was one of the ones. Still got a lot of questions about the French guy, Victor M. But I mean, 7'5", 7'4", whatever, with point guard handle, shot, play defense. Then obviously got time to build out, but that'll be exciting for the NBA. Oh, I can't drop that. Situate. Okay. My bad. Heat back in the conference finals against the Celtics, Nuggets, Lakers. I mean, what else we got to talk about, man? Man, I want y'all to know what game y'all looking forward to the most. This is when people start to purchase their tickets. Me and AB are obviously going to talk about, or AB and I are going to talk about what we look at when we looked at the schedule as players, and probably what we look at now as fans. I don't know about him, but it's still pretty far out for me to start really planning games and stuff like that. Outside of that November 12th Patriots versus Colts, I feel like I might have to get out to that one. But a lot to talk about today. Whole lot. Looking forward to, obviously, everyone's in here. Their input, any questions, comments, concerns, you can hit us on Twitter using the hashtag M2MLive. I'd appreciate it if you respond, quote, or retweet the man-to-man post, and then you do that with your question with that hashtag. It's damn near guaranteed it's going to get answered. Damn near guaranteed. I hope it's a good one too, man. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always. Once again, Monday. I'll tell you before AB does, get your 30 minutes in, start your week off right. But it's Monday, May 15th. There go my guy.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good with you, man?
Man, slow motion, baby. How you doing?
Doing great, man. We're just about to wrap up the intro before we went to our new intro. But how was your weekend? I know it was Mother's Day yesterday. Shout out to all the amazing mothers out there doing their thing. All the amazing, obviously, mothers in my life as well. How was your weekend, though?
Man, weekend was good, man. Came to VA, man, to see Mom Dukes, man. The fam came down. Nephew, man, he graduated from VCU.
Okay.
Biology major, cum laude, man. So proud
Hey,
of.
biology. Okay, ain't no BS
slouch.
degree.
Facts, man. So, really good weekend, man. Really good weekend, man. I'm here in District 41 Sports Bar, Newport News, Virginia, man. So I'm ready to get it going. And next time, I text you in the morning, bro. Don't let it take 12 hours, man, for you to shoot me a text back, bro.
That's supposed to be. I know this family here, but that's private.
Nah, man.
All right, that's on me. That's on me. You know, I've been trying to be more unplugged from my phone, even though I was tapped in on some of the playoff stuff on Twitter. But won't happen again, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, boss.
You know what I mean? But appreciate y'all. Appreciate you jumping on, and I will see y'all on the other side talking about all that good shit that we talked about early on. Gotcha.
Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, man to man, man to man, yeah, man. That's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad. Just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see us, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, man to man. Man to man, man to man, man to man, man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it. Yes, sir. Hey, let the people know too, man. Where can they find District 41, man? Whenever they out there in VA.
District 41, man. Newport News, Virginia, man. 605 Pilot House Drive. If you ever in the area, man, come through. Some great food, great atmosphere, man. TVs in here, man. Watch all your sporting events. So come through, man.
District 41. Man. You heard it, man. Hey, what we jumping out with, man? We had a lot going on, obviously, this weekend. NBA, you know, the final Eastern Western Conference Finals are set. Some surprises, maybe some not. We had some legacy games. We had some of our shit come to fruition, and some of our shit be dead ass wrong. Per usual, as what this time of year is about. Let's see if I don't even know. I didn't even watch this yet. Tone put this together. Shout out to Tone. 57 seconds. The title is Throwback to Last Show Picking the NBA. Let's see who was right, who was wrong.
I had Phoenix Suns winning this series.
I'm sticking with the Nuggets. I got to stick with my pick.
The Nuggets.
I got to stick with the Joker. Two-time MVP.
You don't have to, D-Buck.
And once again, I'm sticking with my original pick here with the Golden State Warriors.
But I got the Lakers going up 3-1 tonight. We got some good basketball going on right now. I'm gonna go Philly in this one. I'm gonna go 76ers.
I stay opposite you. I go Boston. Yeah, I don't like picking Boston teams, but I'm gonna go Boston.
I don't think we talk enough about Jimmy Butler, man. He just has that. He has that dog in him, man. I'm gonna go with the Heat tonight. I'm gonna go with your mob, one of your mobs tonight.
I think the East is kind of wide open. We already knocked off the 1 seed. Celtics, I ain't scared of them. I really love my chances for my Heat, man. With Jimmy Butler at the helm. Let's go. Let's go, man. Jimmy, a.k.a. Hemi Butler and Co. back in the conference finals. Shout out to Coach Spo as well. Just an incredible coaching job. I think I heard them say this team has 9 undrafted players on it. Obviously missing Hero as well, but 9 undrafted players. We know one of the drafted players is UD, who, you know, hasn't been contributing on the court. But, I mean, just an unbelievable coaching job to have them back in the conference finals. Wow, man. But how do you feel about – how surprised are you right now with how the playoffs are going? Or are you just entertained and just kind of taking it game by game?
I'm entertained, bro. Not surprised by the Lakers. I'm not surprised by the Lakers. I'm actually not surprised by the Boston Celtics. The Denver Nuggets, they've been playing well all year. The Joker is dominant. Nobody can stop him. So I mean, I'm not surprised by that. I would say I am slightly surprised by your Miami Heat. And not in a negative way. You know what I mean? Where like you said, like you don't have many drafted players.
That's crazy.
But as far as what Coach Sports has done with that culture, man, over there with the Miami Heat, and then you got Jimmy Butler, a pro's pro, a true leader. Anytime you need buckets, you can count on him. So, you know, I'm surprised, but again, you know, with them in the Eastern Conference Finals going against the Boston Celtics, man, I mean, you can't count them out.
Yeah.
But again, I've been enjoying the playoffs. I've been enjoying the monumental moments. You know, Jason Tatum dropping the 50 bag last night. So again, man,
crazy.
So again, I'm enjoying everything about the NBA playoffs this year, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. You and me both, man. Both sides, East side, West side. You talked about Joker and him continuing to be dominant. Obviously, a huge letdown. We talk about legacy games. Huge letdown on the Phoenix side of things. You know, we talked about how great Booker had been playing throughout the first couple series, how efficient he was. We know who Kevin Durant is and how great he is as a player. But for them to be ran off the court again in an elimination game, not even a game 7, but an elimination game, down 30 again at the half. We saw that last year with the Mavs, I believe, and Luka's team. And now to see that again, and you watching the game, it wasn't even close. Like KD was trying to get to a spot. They started off with great defense on him. Booker was just off once again in those really big moments. For some reason, obviously they were dealing with injuries. Ayton, some question marks around him for me at least.
He quit, man.
Yeah,
he quit, bro. He quit.
Come on, Ayton. Like
he
ribs
quit,
or something like. I mean, Wiggins had a rib situation. We know injuries. Look, but I feel like we done been around. We don't watch long enough to where, like, come on, bro. And I know the TNT guys caught some slack, you know, for laughing at AD and all that shit. You know, you never know what's going on with the injury, especially head. But even him, not in concussion protocol, wheelchair to the.
Hey, so look, like as you know, in the locker room, as we always are talking about in the locker room, you never want to talk on another man's injury because you just don't know. You just don't know how significant it is. You can deal with pain. You can deal with an injury different than I can deal with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that, you know, whatever the case may be. But again, man, it's game 7. You one of the top players on your team. You got to at least attempt to go out there and for your guys. Like anything. Like give me something. Like give me a minute. Give me like somebody bump you and you like, oh man, it activated my zone. I can't go. Like at least attempt. Like we. And again, we don't understand. We don't see what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know if he went out pregame and did exercises. If he was in the locker room, he just say he can't go. But for me, just a competitor in me, I gotta at least go out there, man. It's wild, man. And then I don't mean the jump from game to game, but even the Philly game, the Philly and the Boston game.
Oh my God,
bro! I'm looking. I'm like, bro, like. It was 55-55, it was tied up, and then Boston went on a run, but it just seemed like the Bulls just quit. And then we want to blame the coaches, though.
It was a lot of blame. Speaking of, since we're on that Philly game, and once again, in my opinion, these are legacy games. You know, you talk about trusting the process, and B finally gets his MVP, and B had an incredible regular season. It usually has good playoffs, and I think a few weeks ago when we were talking about the playoffs, it's like, hey, it's certain players that going in there the playoff stretch, I got questions about. I got worries and concerns about either just not in that type of elite shape, because that's the thing about a lot of these great and elite athletes. Like these people be in the best shape of anyone in their locker, like the LeBrons. Obviously, he had a cramping situation, but how he's been playing, how he's still playing in year 20. Steph Curry, how he runs around. All the great. You think about all the greats. Usually they're in tremendous shape, and that's the one knock for me with Embiid. And he just looked kind of gassed. Harden, the same thing, completely tricked it off. But what made it even worse was Embiid's post-game comments talking about him and James can't win it by themselves after that performance. But here's
stunk it up.
A clip of that.
Me and James, we just can't win alone. That's why basketball is played 5-on-5. Everybody to just, try to keep finding ways to get better.
Yeah.
Can't win it alone. So obviously Embiid is from ESPN Stats and Info. Embiid averaged 33 points per game during the regular season and 23 points per game during the playoffs. The drop off of minus 9.4 is the largest by any MVP in NBA history. And even if that wasn't the case, even if you went out there and dropped 40 and Harden had 33, these are just not the type of comments you make, especially when you laid it down, man. So we'll see if Doc stays employed with the Sixers. We see the Suns let go of Monty Williams, the Bucks let go of Bud. So they moving around, man. But what's your overall thoughts on Philly going forward?
Blow it up.
Damn.
Man, look at here, bro. For I agree with you 1,000%. Like, as your MVP, as your star, like, you can't make those type of comments at the end of the game, especially after that type of performance from the two guys that you mentioned. You know what I mean? And again, like, the coaches are getting the blame. Like, if you the coach, D-Buck, I can't coach my MVP, my top two players when they play like that. Like, what am I coaching?
And you should never have to coach effort.
1,000%. And that's all I question. Like, at the end of the game, like, I get it, y'all getting blown out, but still, show me something. Show me something. And I just didn't see that, man. So again, Joel, hell of a regular season, man. But this is when you make a name for yourself. These type of moments in the playoffs, take the Philadelphia 76ers to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And they fumbled, man. And again, like you said, like, just to piggyback on that, those statements at the end of the game, nah, you as an MVP player, as the leader of your team, you put that on your shoulders, right? Like, yo, I let my team down. I didn't play well. I got to play better. So for him to say that, man, I got question marks on that. Just his leadership. You know what I mean? You never want to question somebody's leadership, but when you make comments like that, I can't rock with you.
You put that on yourself at that point, because it's a lot of people, especially we being former players, being leaders in different locker rooms that we were in. You don't really know 9 times out of 10 who's the real leader on these teams. Now, teams stay together for extended period of time, then okay, that's the guy, when something goes down, he's the guy that's speaking up, or this happens, that happens. But a lot of times we just, he got the seal on his jersey, or he this and that, that's the leader of the team, that's the captain of the team or whatever. But a lot of times we don't really know. But for you to get out in front of the world at a press conference after a huge Game 7 letdown blowout at that, you can't, no way in hell you do that, man. Especially when they had the lead in the series too, right?
Yeah, and to piggyback up on your point, right? When you talk about a lot of times your best players, sometimes not your captain.
And a lot of times you can see certain things, that certain traits about them or whatever that you don't want them to be. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know your opinion on this. I feel like for you to have, especially like a continued success or an extended amount of success, a dynasty, I feel like your best player almost got to be, maybe in other sports, maybe not, maybe like football, maybe not, but in basketball, I feel like your best player kind of got to be maybe not vocal leader, but the leader of your team. And that's one of the knocks I had on like KD, like talent-wise, he's going to be the most talented player on damn near any team he goes on. But is that the guy I want leading the battle from the front? You know what I mean? Like, We see the Jordans, we saw, D-Wade's, LeBron,
LeBron,
Kobe's.
yeah.
Like those are Tim Duncans. Like those are guys we like, all right, like that's the one we want to follow and battle. Good times, bad times, never throwing cats on it. Look at me, it's on me.
Yep.
Coach, maybe it's on me. I gotta do a better job. But you know, it can't even say, I think Embiid by 30 now. He's been in the league for a minute. It's that time. And Harden, we all too familiar with this situation with James Harden, unfortunately. And he showed us game 1 of this series, I think 40-some points. Step back 3 to win it, no Embiid, and then for you to fall off like that at the end of the series, it's like, I mean, you kind of showed us, you know, who you are at this point.
It's tough. But then flipping to the other side, though, the Boston Celtics, man, Jason Tatum, man, like you said, you know, 51 points in a game 7.
Most ever.
It was phenomenal, and just even with some of his games earlier in the series where he didn't show up. You know, it was a lot of talk about Jason Tatum, man. But for him to show up on Mother's Day, man, dropping that 51 at home, impressive.
In the Garden at home, and like you said, not, you know, it is some ebbs and flows with Tatum in his game. I would say offensively, scoring wise, but the thing you can never question. And I keep a close eye on him, especially being in the Eastern Conference. I think there's 3 of the last 4 times the Eastern Conference Finals is Heat, Celtics. The thing you can never question, though, is Tatum's effort.
Yeah.
Almost ever. He always going to give effort. And even when he wasn't scoring like that, especially in the first half, first quarter, he's been struggling. He was grabbing 15 boards. He playing defense. He getting steals, assists. So he's still impacting the game, even though it's not him dropping 51. And then game 7, it's on the line. We favorites at home to advance. I got to put this shit on my back. From the jump, he got aggressive. He was getting to the line. I think he had 25 in the first quarter or first half like that.
Yeah.
1-3. So he was aggressive, set that tone from the jump. And that's what you want the great players to do. Like, hey, and they was telling him the whole time, even when they're struggling, hey, keep shooting, bro. Keep shooting. At some point, you're going to break that seal.
Because you can even go back to game 6 when they was in Philly. And first 3 quarters, he really wasn't doing much as far as numbers on as far as scoring. But that 4th quarter, he put the book bag on. You know what I mean? He put that book bag on, and he had a phenomenal 4th quarter. Probably double-digit scoring in the 4th quarter. And then, as you can see yesterday, man, he just continued. He just took over the game, man, from start to finish. He took over the game, and that's what primetime players are supposed to do. That's what you expect from your primetime players in primetime, situations.
Absolutely. So this was one more throwback. Talking about that, I won't need to go back to that series actually. But before we move on to the West, though, we got to show the good throwback where I was, talking about my guys on the East. You know what I mean? And
go ahead.
Sometimes I get a little, I get caught in the moment sometimes.
Get caught in the moment.
So we got another.
Let me hear.
Steph, man, he already the greatest point guard in history, in my opinion. He already on my Mount Rushmore because of what he's done on the court. His impact off the court is, I think, second to none. Game is completely changed because of this dude. But yeah, he just continues to move up. And if he get that one this year, the arguments for me are gonna be outlandish because he gonna be top 3. He ain't 3.
Top 3.
Top 3 ain't 3, AB.
I'm not gonna say it. I am gonna argue with you. I don't think Steph is going. I don't think Steph is going to be top 3. I get it. Great player. I will give you that top 5 argument. So you putting him ahead of Bron.
This is a big if he can pull this one off, right? Because Steph's whole career, who's been the face of the league? Bron. It's been Bron's league. So let's say he get 5, maybe even 6. It'll be hard for me to look and say, all right, that was not the best player of his generation.
Man, people crazy as hell out here, D-Buck. People crazy as hell out here, man. Like, look, again and again, people try to take away from what LeBron has brought to the game.
I would never.
And for even for people to fathom, like, hey, Steph, hey, LeBron might be off the Mount Rushmore if this happens. Whatever you had in that black cup that day. Whatever you had in that black cup that day. But again, Steph at the crib, LeBron, year 20, leading his team to a Western Conference final.
Yeah.
For everybody who was, I don't know what y'all thinking about, honestly. Again, caught in the moment, tripping.
So sometimes I be
tripping.
I be day drinking, but I mean, I was tripping. I said,
Okay.
I prefaced it with, hey, it's a big if now. If Steph was going this run, and you saw even going into that series, and definitely not making any excuses. You play, you show up, you win, and you lose. Warriors, they got beat. I think like Lakers were they were the better team. You saw the free throw disparity throughout the series, but that's based on their style of play. Like it's a lot of inside out with the Lakers. Obviously, it's a lot of jump shooting with the Warriors. And Clay never really got on. He had a big game here and there, but he never really got on, never really got hitting. Jordan Poole was, atrocious for a big part of the series. I feel like we're missing Kuminga's development. But there's a lot of things. But Steph, LeBron.
Sound like a lot of excuses.
Two unbelievable great players. Still two players on my Mount Rushmore. But to even begin to try to discredit. No, I wasn't discrediting anything, LeBron, but to even
Definitely
try to come at like, hey, if
I
apologize to one of the GOATs, and that's LeBron, man. What he's been able to do, and you look at his output, you look at the stat sheet, you say, oh, he's not averaging 37, 12, and 9 like we used to him doing at this point in the playoffs, but 38 years old, year 20, and still I feel like it's consistently night in, night out. The best player on the Lakers. Now, AD gonna give you 2 games each series where he's the best player in the world. But for a 6 or 7 game series, LeBron is still gonna impact that game beyond that stat sheet. Once again, rebounding, playing defense, starting the offense in the post, people crashing, making the right pass always. Shout out LeBron, man. Just absolutely incredible being able to continue to watch his greatness.
Yeah.
And obviously Steph's and his greatness as well. But obviously, Lakers advance. They face Joker, 2-time MVP, and his number 1 seeded Nuggets. But before we move on to that matchup, Warriors, is the dynasty, are they done with? Is the dynasty over, AB?
I think so, man. I think it's over, man. Like I hope Klay bounces back this series, man. Like we really didn't see the Klay Thompson we got used to.
We didn't.
Draymond doing what, I feel as though Draymond he's still the
Draymond
type of player that we expect him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Poole, not sure what happened to Jordan Poole. Wiggins really wasn't there. If you really want to keep it a buck, so you still have the pieces there, but they're missing a big man. Wiseman didn't work out.
Man.
So I'm just not 100% sure as far as what they can do.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
We're not seeing that mesh that you need. They won 4 chips, obviously, but you need that older foundation. Obviously, Steph, Klay, Draymond, and you need that blend with the younger foundation. I feel like Wiggins kind of somewhere in the middle, but the Jordan Pooles, the Jonathan Kuminga, Wiseman, obviously you talked about, like you need that to fully be on DiVincenzo. I feel like he came in and gave him some quality minutes. He came in and played his role, but you just needed more out of everybody. You needed more out of Steph. I don't think Steph played his best ball in this series either. But Klay, so you always start with the best player. For Klay, well, like you said, never really got going. And a lot of people, you talk about the shot selection and this, that, and the third, but that's the second greatest shooter that we've seen. Some people may say Ray or Reggie Miller, but I put Klay. He's number 2 on my list. So I'm good with him taking his shots. It's just about him making or missing at 6'8". And obviously, Lakers did a good job defensively. I feel like Coach Darvin Ham, he did a good job switching things up when he needed to. They had guys on their team step up at different times, whether it's Reeves, D. Russell, Lonnie Walker, Schroeder. Like everybody did their part, and now they're gonna have their hands full, obviously, with the Nuggets. I'm excited about this series, man.
But before we move on, answer that question. Answer your own question, right? Is what you think about the dynasty? Golden State? Do you think it's over with? You think it's done? You think they can revamp, come back, and what you think?
Man, it's gonna be. I think that the GM is a free agent too. Bob Myers. I don't think they renewed his contract yet. I'm not gonna say it's over though yet. And the reason I won't say it's over is because now Nuggets going to run it and they look great. Then it's gonna be something to look at. But I don't see another powerhouse on that West that can dominate that I can just foresee for the next 3-4 years. I don't see it with the Suns, the Lakers. I don't know what LeBron's. I don't know how that's gonna look. Nuggets, we'll see. But so I still think that window is open for the Warriors to get another one. Klay, unbelievable, once again, all-time great shooter. So I think he can bounce back and still be closer to his old self next year. Steph, I still think he got another 3-4 all-NBA type years in him. Steve Kerr has shown he's a great coach. So I'm not counting him out yet. I think the dynasty is still intact. I love Draymond, who he is a glue guy, but once again, you need a good 3-4 other players outside of that core that can come in and do their job and continue to play that level on both ends of the courts with the Warriors. It's always been offensively moving the ball, getting good shots, and defensively playing great as well. And then pace, great in transition. So I still think they can do all those things. So, no, the Warriors dynasty is not dead just yet.
Yeah, I think they'll be competitive. I think they'll still be a good team, but I don't see it. I don't see it, D-Bot.
I feel you. Ain't too many dynasties don't just come around every year. It's tough to have that consistent dominance. So once again, we shall see. But man. But once again, how we start this off, my statements were a little.
Hey, we appreciate your apology, bro.
On behalf of Darius Butler, the man pod, for getting that storyline out there and maybe creating some whatever. I saw some other people start talking about that too. I apologize.
Yeah, that was wildly disrespectful.
But we got the bubble rematches. The Lakers team, I think, is the most different. If you look at all 4 of these teams, 3 years after the bubble, the same 4 teams are in the conference finals. What do you know? Maybe it wasn't a fluke. But the Western Conference Finals, Nuggets, Lakers. How do you see this one playing out, man?
I got the Lakers in 7.
Lakers in 7.
Lakers in 7, man. I'm going with Bron. They're going to have their handful with Joker. Tristan Thompson's going to have to come off the bench, get some quality minutes this series. They're gonna have
you see Tristan Thompson having an impact on this series?
Just
throwing a body at Joker?
I say he's going to have to throw a body at Joker. That the pick and roll with the Denver Nuggets is crazy. And then, Joker, he just makes the right play all the time, whether it's, stepping back behind the arc, shooting, getting in the post, using his big body, getting there, open pass. He just makes the right moves 99% of the time. So the Lakers they got to figure it out. But then, Aaron Gordon, Murray, they have a great supporting cast. Mm-hmm. So, but I got the Lakers, man. I got the Lakers. I need AD to be consistent throughout this series. I can't have, you looking like the best player in the NBA one game, and then the next game you look like, you're the 8th man. So again, I need AD to stay healthy, to battle through some injuries. But we need him to be consistent. We need LeBron to do what LeBron does, and then we need the role players to play like they did this last series. So I got Lakers in 7, but it's gonna be a tough series, an interesting series.
Man, it is. I think it is gonna be an interesting series. Obviously, huge challenge for both teams. Nuggets obviously gonna have the home court advantage. Man, watching that Nuggets team, man.
Go ahead and go with the Nuggets, bro.
Watching that Nuggets team, I can't go against LeBron back-to-back series. All right, that don't even feel right. It's some tough, AB. But I mean, for the sake of the show, I'm going with the Nuggets. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. I'm going with the Nuggets in 7. A lot of people will look at the Nuggets and say, "Oh, they're not a very entertaining brand of basketball. People aren't high flying and dunking and shooting a bunch of step back threes." Like you said, Joker. He just makes the right play. When it's his time to bump and back you down and put a shot up in the post, he's going to do that. When it's time for him to take an open shot at the top of the key, he's going to do that. When he get in that pick and roll, make the right pass to the corner or cutter, he's going to do that as well. Jamal Murray, he can step up. I think the key to them, if they do win this series, I'm going with him for the sake of the show. I think LeBron and Lakers going to win this series. But if the Nuggets do win this series, Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to step up and have a big series, not only at home but on the road as well. He has been playing great on the road, but MP Jr. is going to have to play great for the Nuggets to win. But the Joker, a lot of people have been taking shots at the Joker for some years. He's a dog. He is an absolute dog, and I love watching that team play. But it's LeBron, man.
Yeah,
tough to get past him.
I'm going with Bron, man, in this series. Again, I think we both spoke on it, man. You can't take anything away from the Joker, man. I think, you know, if we look at the big two versus the big two, Joker and Jamal Murray, AD and LeBron, you know, just say, hey, they cancel each other out. It's going to be the other guys. It's going to be the other guys that's going to be very, very pivotal in this matchup. But again, for my Lakers, man, AD, you got to be consistent. Got to be consistent, man. And we can't have no Joel Embiid shit, no James Harden, because I promise you, I'll be first flight out there to LA, man. Like we need consistency, bro.
It comes down to him, man. And once again, similar to Jason Tatum, even when AD's not lighting up the scoreboard, you know, his presence in the paint, blocking shots,
defense,
you know, contesting shots, rebounding. We saw him grab 20 boards, I think, in their last closeout game. I think he had maybe 17 points to go along with it. And that's when LeBron, you know, put his foot on the gas a little more, dropped 30. And I think at least from watching the games, I think it's back-to-back games now for the Lakers where they ended in 6. But I feel like LeBron's kind of pacing himself. Like, I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like he like that old head at the gym that's like, all right, you know, I'm going to show y'all then when the game get, you know, 10-10, game to 15, all right, let me turn up and just end this shit. Like, I feel like LeBron's kind of on that trajectory and letting his team kind of get some experiences and take more shots and do more things. So it's going to be interesting to watch the Lakers. But shout out to Lakers, man. Shout out to Darvin Ham, too. This is his first year or second?
This is his first. I think it's his first.
For a second, damn, tripping. But shout out to the Lake Show, man. No, hey, everybody counted them out. I saw old clip of Perk.
I did
talking about him. Everybody was laughing at it. It was asking what was the peak, and here they are back. First year, we got some people. First year, okay. So this is the first. It's a long year, damn. First year, Darvin Ham is at the helm. I feel like he's had to coach 3 different teams at this point. And here we are in the Western Conference Finals, man. So AB is going with the Lakers in 7.
But look, you said everybody counted them out. Not everybody. Me and Kendrick Perkins.
I got to go back to the archives, AB. I feel like you might have jumped off that ship.
I was confident. You know, I did say Phoenix Suns. I thought the Phoenix Suns was going to make a run.
Like but you had the life jacket on. You was,
but I was still confident. I was still confident in Bron and the Lakers now.
We got to go back to.
We go back. Hey, Tony.
We put up them NBA odds, and we start talking. We're gonna go back, but you sound real confident now. But
let's go to the
speaking of the Suns real quick in the throwback. Let me go back to a little throwback on book. How is he going to show up and be special?
How you feel about Chris Paul and D Book?
You know, when the lights get the brightest, and D Book had some special performances last series. Obviously, you know, the Clippers were shorthanded. But as the stage gets bigger and brighter, I just haven't been impressed with Book's. Just what I expect from him. He's been a great scorer since he's been in the league. I just need to see more. KD, I need to see you lead your guys to that promised land, with you being the bus driver. And Chris Paul, I just need to see Peter get healthy and be himself throughout the series. But that wasn't the clip I thought it was. But big moments, man. But did we pick this one?
We did. No, we didn't. We didn't.
Okay.
We didn't.
So Celtics, I feel like almost always they're gonna put out a competitive team. But this is an insane stat I saw Phil Yates tweet out. Pretty insane. This Wednesday will mark the start of the 75th ever Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics will have played in over half of them at 38. I mean, that's crazy. We know the teams, the Bill Russells and the Larry Birds, those teams where it felt like they won, the championship every year. It might have been 6-8 teams in the whole league. But I mean, that's incredible. But two teams, Celtics, Heat, very familiar with one another. Face off in the Eastern Conference Finals once again. Which way is AB going in this one? We know where I'm going. Where is AB going in this one and how many games? I need to hear a prediction right now.
I'm going Boston in 6. Boston in 6, 4-2.
4-2.
Again, I think it's going to be
home court advantage.
Yeah, they have home court advantage. It's going to be a tough matchup. Miami Heat, they're going to come out. They're going to be ready to ball. Coach Sports, we spoke with him earlier in the show. He's going to have his team ready to play. But again, man, I just think, with Oladipo out, Miami got some key guys out. So I think Boston, they
Oladipo, Hero.
Might be the deepest team in the playoffs right now. The deepest team right now. The Boston Celtics. Yeah. They might be the deepest team right now.
I got 6 men of the year.
So I'm gonna go with Boston in 6 on this one, D-Buck.
Okay, Boston in 6.
This not for the sake of the show. I just think that Boston gonna get this one.
Yeah, you can't. You can't be mad at that. Once again, it's some. It's hard to even say bad blood in today's NBA, but there's no love lost between these two franchises, between these two teams. We've had amazing postseason battles, but I'm going my hometown Heat. I think we're gonna seek a little revenge from last year. I've been pleasantly surprised with Kyle Lowry. I like what Kyle Lowry has done for the team down the stretch. You mentioned all the guys we're missing, but Strus, Vincent. Even Duncan Robinson's gotten there, got some quality minutes. Bam is turned up and played harder night in and night out, and he's a handful of pause if he's giving full effort on both ends of the court. And we know who Jimmy Butler is. We know how he's wired and how that team goes around him. And once again, the coaching edge, we got a rookie over there, a rookie NBA head coach Joe Mazzulla over there on the Celtics bench. Give me the savvy vet, the tested vet over there with Eric Spoelstra in my Miami Heat in 6, which means we're going to end up closing this thing out down here. We ain't going to let it get back to the Garden. But this is going to be so sweet. I got a lot of fans, a lot of friends of mine who are Boston friends from my New England days, collegiately, pro. My guy, Boston Connor now. We already beat the Bruins in the first round of the NHL playoff. This is another 8 seed. Making their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey.
Give me my Heat in 6, baby.
Celtics in 6. Hey, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, man. Be a good one. So on the off air, man, we'll do a little friendly wager.
Yeah, for sure.
Friendly wager.
For sure. But so let's see. The odds right now for the NBA Finals. All right. So the Celtics, at the start of the season, they were plus 480 to win it all. Started the playoffs, one of the favorites, plus 155, and now currently plus 100. The Nuggets, plus 2,400 to start the season. Started playoffs, 850, now plus 230. Lakers, plus 2,000, plus 1,900, and plus 330 as it stands right now. My Heat, so disrespectful, so disrespected. The Heat at the start of the season were plus 1,700 to win the NBA Finals this year. At the start of the playoffs, plus 3,400, being at 8 seed, fighting and clawing their way in to beat the Bucks. And now plus 1,400 at the beginning of the Eastern Conference Finals. We are plus 1,400. I mean, the disrespect.
No disrespect. I mean, I like those. I like those, especially what it's set at currently. I like my Lakers, man.
Yeah,
I like my Lakers, man.
AB sticking with his Lakers right now, man.
I like my Lakers, man.
Staying in the NBA, one of the faces in the league, and we spoke on this before. We hate talking negative stories on here. We don't do it much. But this is obviously a big one that, the entire sports world's talking about. And it's Ja Morant again, flashing the gun online, which is just, it's bozo. It's a bozo move. You trying to get clout on IG. You could be a $500 million man. You already tricked off the All-NBA thing, which would have, you'd have been able to make $40 more million in your next contract and shit like that. But man, you got the whole world in front of you, man. You got so much opportunity. And 23 years old, it's young. The shit I was doing at 23, the dumbass mistakes I was making, and relatively speaking, I probably tricked off a bunch of money that I could have made as well. So I get it. I understand this. Nobody's perfect. But it's certain things that, I just hope he learns. It's obviously a lot of time forward for him. Seems like an incredible young man, obviously an incredible basketball player, but I hope Ja Morant, tightens up and figures it out before, he tricks this all off. But what's your thoughts on this whole Ja Morant situation going on right now?
Man, it's disappointing, man. Like you said, like just to see somebody with so much potential, right? And again, like you said, I've done a lot of stuff, when I was younger. And I think the biggest difference is when we were younger, like we weren't so in a hurry to grab the phone and record everything. You know what I mean? So just imagine if everything that we did was recorded and we wanted to post to social media. Who knows? What would happen with AB or D-Buck? You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not gonna sit here and just jump on Ja, but you got to be smarter with the decisions, though, man. You got to get some people in his camp, his crew, his homeboys, whoever, man, just to kind of be, more intentional on focusing on the right things, man. Because again, this is the second time in 2 months.
Yeah.
So you probably is tricking up a lot of money, like his Nike partnership, not, just the first thing.
Really.
That's one of the first things you just think about. Then just, with the organization suspended him immediately. He can't attend any, team activities, man. So it's just, and then for me, I just sit back and just be like, now I just want to sit down with him, like what, like why, like some of the things, like why, like if you know your man is recording, you know what I'm saying, like just being aware of the situation.
Yeah.
Situational awareness. You had to have that on the field, on the court. You got to have that off the field and off the court as well.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? So again, man, it's just disappointing just because you see so much potential in him. And I'm not gonna say he's a bad person because I don't know him. And all we doing is talking about 2 clips. So like if everybody, if anybody, we get 2 clips of anybody's life that they did something that they,
especially in the early 20s.
That they wish they didn't have done something back then. We could be sitting here talking about them as well. I could be in the same situation. Nobody's perfect. We got to learn from our mistakes, man. I just hope when he does learn from the mistakes that it's not too late. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for me. So he just got to get it right, man. He got to get it right.
Got to be smart, man. And, and it's a lot of different conversations on all different ends of the spectrum. But look, man, ain't too many motherfuckers walking around here with signature shoes. Like it's like levels, right? You can go pro, you can be a great athlete, and then it's okay. These are the guys who have their own shoes. So like they're one of the faces of not only the league, but also this huge, sports apparel brand. So you do have a lot more to lose. And then obviously, you got young kids looking up to you as well. And it's one thing to do stupid things and another thing to record it either yourself. And then, a lot of people blame, hey, your friends, your circle, you gotta make those decisions about who you keep around you. In the last video, my man was kind of, he tried to protect him. Like he just, they chilling, playing some music with the woo. And he pulled the joint out so quick. He was like, hey, yo, you could tell he
you can tell.
Kind of caught him off guard too. Like, bro, you tripping. So you gotta want to protect yourself, obviously, first and foremost. And then you want to have people in your close circle who also, had that same point in mind, like, hey, we need to protect you because, like Neo, like you the one within the crew, like whoever. And all, most professional athletes kind of grow up. And at some point, you become the guy, one of the guys who like, all right, this the one right here. So we go out, we move a certain way. We out here, we can't do certain things. It's just different. And he's lived that life. He only 23, but you just got to be more careful. And like you said, still young, got a lot ahead of him. I expect a lengthy suspension to start next year. Like you said, they already suspended him.
Facts.
What's that?
Nah, when my man, when he moved the phone, that's all you saw was a blue sweatshirt, and that shit was linted up. Like,
bro tried to save him. And I didn't even see it. When I saw the video, I didn't even see it until they read it back and paused it. But just got to be more careful, man. Got to be smarter. Protect yourself, man. Protect your brand. Don't go out like Willie Lump for the IG clout. No.
Sick right now.
Yeah, man. What other stories we got? Fanatics. We got some sports business news. Michael Rubin's Fanatics. They acquired PointsBet USA, another sports book, for their U.S. business, officially making its way into sports betting. I didn't know this, but PointsBet already had a sports book at the Washington Football Stadium.
Yeah.
As usual, once again, shout out FanDuel Sportsbook, the greatest sports book out here. F1, some other non-basketball news. F1 is back. Imola Grand Prix is up. Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez have won every race thus far through the season. These are the standings right now, currently in Formula One.
Oh,
standings.
Surprise.
Verstappen, Perez, and Alonso. They've been pretty much 1, 2, 3 all season long. Fernando Alonso, it's been incredible what he's been able to do, especially his old age. These are the most points he's had through the first 5 races of his entire career. Lewis Hamilton in 4, Carlos Sainz 5, George Russell, Leclerc, Stroll, Norris, and Gasly round out the top 10. In the team standings, Red Bull, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Alpine, Haas, Alfa Romeo, shout out AlphaTauri, and Williams. That's the constructor standings.
Man, what are you surprised about in those standings, D-Butt? I know for me, I ain't surprised about nothing.
None of it. But so last 2 years, it's been competitive over the last decade if you look at it. The different championships, Vettel. So 4 times in a row, Red Bull, Sebastian Vettel from 2010 to 2013 won the championship. Then Lewis Hamilton twice, Nico Rosberg, then Lewis Hamilton 4 years in running, and now we got Max Verstappen 2 years running. So, you have just like in other sports, you have certain areas where it's like a dynasty. You get the right car, you get the right driver. So am I surprised by any of the races? No. But when you're trying to make a sport more popular, especially in America, thing about us is we want a little, like going into the game, we want a little like, who's going to win it? I don't know. Is it game 7? Is it this? Is it that? And when you don't have that, especially when trying to make a sport more popular, it's tough. What's good, bro?
D-Buck.
What's good?
Look at this list.
Mm-hmm.
You see, for real, 3 names.
You said how many?
I mean, it's 4 names up here.
Uh-huh.
But realistically, it's 3 names up here. Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, and Max.
Yeah. All right. Now tell me, it's NBA. Who's the 3 names you would put up? If you put this up for the NBA, who would be the champions? LeBron, Curry, and who else?
I mean, sure. From there, you got Greek Freak. You know what I'm saying? You could say
one. That's the Nico Rosberg right there.
You know what I'm saying?
In 2016,
you could put KD in there.
You got the Kawhi joint now. That's Steph.
You got Kawhi.
That's Steph.
It's a little different.
Kawhi had his one off. Greek Freak had his one off. But it's Steph. It's LeBron. You look at the NFL. It's Brady.
But then when you talk about
Roethlisberger.
But when you talk about like the greatest in the game, when you talk about the greatest in the game, it's different guys like every 2 years. Like y'all try to put Kawhi in there, y'all try to put KD in there at one time, Greek Freak at one time.
I never.
Steph, LeBron, like you know what I'm saying. So it's different. On that F1, I see 3 names, And then since we've been talking about it, it's the same name every damn race. Max.
Yeah.
And then Max be shitting on his man, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're in the Max era right now, and like it happens in sports, man. You get a little era of dominance when you get into a sport. It's tough. Like you got into football and during that Patriots, I was like, damn, the Patriots, they win every year. They either in the Super Bowl, they lose, or, they winning or losing it. So I get it, especially, and I'm new to it, right? But I'm entertained by all of it. I know right now Red Bull's gonna win it. I knew coming into the season Red Bull's gonna win it. It's gonna be a 1-2 all year long. Then what's happening after Red Bull? Mercedes, they bringing a new upgrade package to Imola. Ferrari, what they gonna do? Aston Martin, what's that battle gonna look like behind Red Bull? So it is some entertainment value in it if you're really in it. But if you just get into the sport, it's tough when, as Americans, we know who's gonna win it every night. If I know every night I turn on the Lakers game, they're gonna win every night, it's not entertaining. It's not entertaining.
I'm following my guy D Butt lead, man. So the more information that you give me on this F1, man, the more I can be in tune with what's going on. So far you're doing a hell of a job. I know Max, I know Lewis Hamilton, I know Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes. So you're doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. And once again, I'm entertained by some of the other things.
I'm a harsh critic, man. I'm tough on some things.
But it's the same names, like you said. It's their era right now. They built the car. They got the driver. I think Max, when he won his first drive in 2016, he became the youngest driver to win it ever. So you knew the talent was there, and the car just had to be there. And it's there this year, so it's going to be tough for somebody else to get a win this year. Some other news. Matt Ryan, former Colts, Falcons quarterback, is joining CBS in the booth. It was ugly. His last couple of years as a Colt, last year as a Colt, but now he's joining CBS for CBS Sports across all platforms. So shout out to Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
his new chapter, making that transition. I think he's gonna be good. Play quarterback for a long time.
Just speak on the game. See what he sees out there on the field, can articulate it really well. So again, I'm with you. I think he'll do a pretty good job.
Matty Ice, my Florida Panthers. It's been a run for South Florida right now. Heat, Panthers, the Final Four. We had FAU and Miami in there. These Florida Panthers, man, they're making us proud right now. I've heard and seen more hockey jerseys, hear more hockey talk down here than probably I ever have. Started off the postseason with the upset over the Boston Bruins, who had the best regular season record ever. And then we just beat the Maple Leafs 4-1. Damn near swept them. So we beat them. So now we actually you up there in Carolina, the Carolina Hurricanes, which I believe playing Raleigh, if I'm not mistaken. But that's our next matchup. So
okay.
I'm gonna definitely catch a game this round. I'm gonna try to catch at least one Heat game, at least one Panthers game this round. But shout out to my guys, man. Continue to make South Florida proud.
I don't think we got a brand for it, but Tom Brady making some more moves, potentially some ownership in the Las Vegas Raiders.
I saw that, which he already is part owner of the Las Vegas Aces, right?
Aces. Yep. So making some moves, man. So shout out to TB12. He's continuing to make his mark on the sports world. Also, new ownership in the DMV.
Yeah.
New ownership in the DMV. Dan Snyder approved the sale of the Washington Commanders. I think a lot of people I saw a clip in DC, man, that all the folks was in the street, man, had a go music playing when Dan Snyder announced that. So Magic Johnson is a part of that group as well. So to see where they go with the organization, man. I think you put what I don't know if Tone put it in here.
What's that?
Magic Johnson and company looking for a new stadium. See if we can get they can get a new stadium.
I didn't see that. This is more of the tweet from Ari Mirov at My Sports Update. Dan Snyder finally agreed to sell off the Washington franchise after 20-plus years of ownership. A large group led by Josh Harris will be the new owners once the league approves the $6 billion transaction. That's with a B.
$6 billion.
So that's huge. And obviously we know, once again, probably maybe another name change, definitely a new stadium.
I hope so.
It's going to be more. Yeah, it's going to be more of that. But hopefully they continue to go in the right direction. They are in that NFC East. The Commanders, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants. If you look at that division, that's the most valuable division in the NFL based on their team followings and the locations and shit like that. So that NFC East, man. New ownership in the NFL, that's always interesting. Speaking of the NFL, we got the schedule release, which the NFL, as they do everything, they're going to make it a big deal. Most in-demands based on both in-demand ticket prices based on prices, whatever. Most in-demand games based on average ticket price. There we go, via Vivid Seats. Woo!
You're whooping that boy ass.
Whoop his ass, words. Eagles at Patriots week 1. 807 is the average ticket price. Cowboys Niners week 5, 501. Lions Chiefs 444. You got the last two. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Chiefs at the Jets, $354 a pop, and the Packers at the Bears, $350 a pop week 1. Packers and Bears, same division.
New quarterback. No A-Rod.
Yeah, Jordan
That'll
Love.
be interesting. That division gonna be interesting to watch this year. Lions made some steps. I like the Lions.
I got the Lions winning that division this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you on that. Got some more primetime games in the NFL, Thanksgiving and Black Friday games now. Packers, Lions, Commanders, Cowboys, Niners, Seahawks, Dolphins, Jets. But these are all divisional games.
Good games.
Yep, and they should be good games. Remember, we looked at that Thursday night schedule last year and thought we had a bunch of good ones too.
Got highly disappointed.
Here you go, AB, with the Christmas
Day and New Year's Eve games. We got the Raiders at the Chiefs, Giants, Eagles, Ravens at Niners, and the Bengals at the Chiefs. Again, hopefully, these should be some good games, but you never know. You never know.
You never know. And these are the primetime games, something we look at immediately after getting the schedule release as players. 0. We got 4 teams with 0 primetime games. Houston, Atlanta, Arizona, and our Colts with 0 primetime games. It's disappointing. Washington Commanders, they got 1. Bucks, Browns, Titans, Panthers, Rams, they got 2. Saints, Seahawks, Jaguars, Dolphins with 3. You got the big.
You got the Lions, the Bears, the Broncos, Ravens, Bengals, Giants, Patriots, and the Steelers with 4. The Jets, Packers, Vikings, Raiders, the Eagles, and the 49ers have 5. And the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Cowboys have 6. I'm not mad about, obviously, I think all players, you want to be on prime time, you know what I mean, be able to show your stuff. But for the coach, man, I don't mind us flying under the radar.
Okay.
I don't mind it. But, I mean, as a player, you do want to be on TV showing, the folks, what you can do, making them plays. But
I know, especially early on for you, y'all had at least 4 or 5 every year.
And for us, it was like you play well on those primetime games. Shit, that's a Pro Bowl nod. With people that typically don't see you, they'll be able to see you. You go out there, you make plays. But it was a given that we was gonna have at least 3.
At least, yeah, bare minimum. Because that's my first 2 years in New England. Same thing, obviously. And a lot of it is based off your team, obviously, and your quarterback. Quarterbacks, they run the narrative of the league and the matchup. So obviously, Brady, I know for us in New England, we looked at, all right, where was that coach matchup? Where was the Peyton Manning matchup? Where was if you had an A-Rod or Drew Brees or Big Ben, whoever the great quarterbacks of the era was, you want to see when you played those guys. You want to see primetime games. Like a 1 o'clock kickoff in New England was kind of weird, actually. Then I went to Carolina, I felt like every game was at 1. So now the Colts, it is some good that come to 1 o'clock games though.
You get home, you go to dinner, you get home, you can chill, you can watch the 8 o'clock games.
Yep.
Like that was the best. Or if you was playing away, get on that bird, come right back, and you be able to enjoy yourself, enjoy your evening. I know for us, the games that we were kind of looking forward to, definitely the New England game. During that time when Phillip Rivers and LT and them was in San Diego, that was a big one. And really, like you said, Big Ben and Pittsburgh and really Baltimore. Baltimore was always a good one too with the defense that they had. Ray, Ed, and them boys. So really, NFC, we just kind of looked at them as JV. Anybody coming to NFC, man, we was gonna walk through them. That shit was gonna be light work. We was mainly focused on the teams in the AFC. That's just kind of how the thought process was.
Yeah, makes sense. Them Saints though, you had to be ready for that Drew Brees shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you right.
That shit got on you early as a well-oiled machine. Whew. Shit got ticking, man. But hopefully Ravens back this year. Hopefully Chicago's back. They got a good quarterback. Real quick, 30-13, they gave the power rankings post-draft. Once again, the disrespect to the Indianapolis Colts continue. I remember in 2012 when I came over to the Colts, y'all had those shirts. It might have been a Build a Monster shirts, or maybe another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had the Colts that 32 preseason ranking. I believe we went on to go 11-5, and might have lost in a while, but made the playoffs. So 32.
Any surprises up here as you look at it, D-Buck? You got Detroit at 7. You got Jacksonville at 6.
I mean, I'm surprised right there at the top, honestly. The Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes still being obviously who he is, coming back, I will put him at 1 in that team, that Chiefs team at 1. I like the Eagles at 2. I know they had a great draft. You got Jalen Hurts, who was a lot of people's MVP as well last year. Obviously got paid this offseason, but I'm surprised that they don't have the Chiefs at 1.
Yeah.
The Lions and the Jaguars being 6 and 7. That's surprising to me. Yeah, and then the Colts being way down there at 32, I think that's pretty disrespectful.
That is. But shit, you still got to go out there. You got to play the game. So that's always a good thing. Got to go out there and play the game.
Absolutely. And that was the 33rd team who put that together, who, is basically a conglomerate of former players, former scouts, refs, GMs, coaches. So obviously they get a lot of shit wrong, but that's their opinion on things. So we shall see. You got to go out there and play the games. That's what makes sports, man. But good show today, man. A lot to catch up on a Monday. It's 11-11. Y'all make a wish. Put some good vibes, good energy out there. Hey, B, go ahead and tell them what to do to start their week off.
Hey, man, 30 minutes. That's it, man. 30 minutes, move around a little bit, get your heart rate up. Health is wealth, baby. 30 minutes, start it off. I ain't get mine yet. I'll get mine later on this evening.
Yes, sir. Me too. Hey, looking forward to you starting them lessons too, man. I want to see.
Tomorrow.
Hey, let's go. I'm looking forward to. So next time we on air, if it's this week or next week, obviously we're gonna talk about that and see how that went. I've been hooked. I done caught the golf bug a couple times, but this time around, I'm 10 toes down. But I'm gonna be locked in on your journey for sure.
I'm gonna have some video for you. I'll probably send you something tomorrow.
Okay.
But to our listeners, our viewers, we talked about it last week. I wanted to, start some lessons. I wanted to tap into somebody in the Charlotte area. I found somebody. So tomorrow will be my first golf lesson. I got a 60-minute golf lesson. I'm gonna see what see what we can do in that 60 minutes. But I have some footage for y'all. Good or bad. Good or bad.
Yes, sir. Hey, just stay patient. I'm not gonna tell you it's a hard game. I feel like that's what makes golf harder, and we know how strong our minds are, and it's a mental. It'll F you over mentally. I'm gonna let you. It's gonna be your athlete. You're gonna pick it up. It's gonna be easy for you. It's gonna be an easy game. You're gonna have fun with it. You're gonna be able to play with your kids for the next 40 years. I'm gonna try to get my parents out there. It's something you can obviously meet great people doing it. Once again, I didn't learn to play chess. I always said I wanted to. I feel like this is the closest thing I done got to playing chess, because you got to be patient. You're out there in nature. You're dealing with the elements. But enjoy it, man. It's going to be a journey. I'm still early on, so shit, you may be past me in a month. Who knows? Some people just got a knack for it, man. But definitely going to be locked in on the golf journey, man. But
Yes, sir.
I'll be over on Up and Adams on FanDuel TV if you got it. With Kay Adams, I'll be jumping on there actually in about 2 minutes. I'm jumping on there to talk some sports on FanDuel TV. Shout out to FanDuel Sportsbook once again, our presenting sponsor of the Man to Man Pod. Appreciate y'all starting off the week with us, rocking with us. We'll see y'all when we see you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Go.
Man to man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 yeah, man. That's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad, just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, 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 man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it. We gone, man. Like, share, tell somebody about it. Hit us up on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. All that good stuff, man. Appreciate once again everyone, ladies and gents, starting your week with us. And we'll see y'all Monday. Same time, same place. Gone.